How's it going, everybody? It's me, the Wombat! Yay, I'm not doing a food review, so don't get excited. Actually, what I'm doing is I'm showing you this. And you're like, what is that? It's what I use as a backdrop when I'm playing through my orange amp into my carven cabinet. But basically, this is just a $5 or $6 sheet that I got at Walmart, held up to this drop ceiling with some clips, just regular clips you get, office products. I could have used clothespins for this, but I just hung this up. And I put this up here because what I was going to do is I've got room behind it where I can put lights to shine at it, to do like a color fill, make this different colors, or I can shine lights onto this. It's not quite as reflective as I'd like it to be. I can always paint it, put like some type of a sheen over it that's like a glossy finish to make it more reflective. And that's what I did because I have a drop ceiling. Inside the house, however, we don't have drop ceilings. So instead what I did when I first started making some videos, you might have seen the background that I have a lot of times, which looks like either a door or a rustic looking cabinet. That's actually a backdrop of a weather-beaten door. I don't know where it came from. The picture itself, I don't know where it was taken, but I bought the backdrop because I thought it looked really cool off eBay for 12 or 15 bucks, and I've got a lot of mileage out of that. I have another one that looks like a forest scene that was a little bit more. I have some wintry ones. I have one that looks like bricks. If you watch the React lip sync video that I did, I actually put the door together with a brick one and extended them. And what I did, because like I said before, I made a frame out of PVC pipe that was freestanding, that would hold it up, and it had feet, and I could take it anywhere, and it broke down, and you could put it together, and it was like really nice and portable. But what I decided to do instead, because it was kind of taking up a lot of room in the house, is rather than having a stand, I decided why not just hang it from the ceiling. So what I did is I got some of this why am I saying 5? It's 5 feet long, but it's actually, or is the size, keep doing this. There we go. 3/4 Schedule 40 PVC pipe. You can use any kind you want. I got this because it was very, very inexpensive. You can get a 10-foot section of this for about $2, and they've got cutters there. You can ask the nice people to cut it down, make it small enough to fit in your car. I found that if you cut it right in half, about 5 feet, I can get it in my Scion. You might be able to get away with using the whole length or just a smaller piece, whatever you need. And what I did in the plumbing section, they have caps that you can buy. They're just plastic cap. This, and all you do is just drill a hole in it like I have. They're usually solid because they're plug-in water. But this one I drilled a hole through it. And I got these eye bolts from Home Depot. These are 1/4 inch with a 20 thread pitch on them. Again, it's not really necessary what is, but these were like $1.50 or $1.60 for a pack of 2 of these eye bolts and 4 nuts. And let me show you what I did here on this one here. This particular one I already finished here. I don't have it glued on, it just pops on like that. Took it off. Alright, there we go. And see, what I do is I put a nut on there first, so it goes against that, and then I've got a nut on the inside. And I just go ahead and screw this down, and it tightens it up. You can put like a pair of pliers in there if you need to. Sorry, I don't mean to get you all seasick there. And it just goes on like that. And then what I do after I have it on here, I use these screw hooks. I got these at Walmart. They came in a pack of 3. They were $1.75 roughly. So what I've done with these, actually, because I've got some open right here, you see how they kind of have a little bit of a bend? I didn't want them bent like that. I wanted them straighter. So I just went ahead and clamped them in the vise and hit them with a mallet and took out the bend. It has a little bit of a bend, but it's not critical. But you see how the U comes up? And what you do with that is you screw this into your ceiling. You take a drill and you make a little pilot hole that's smaller than this, so you get that tip started in there. Then you grab this end with either your fingers or a pair of pliers, and you screw it, you twist it and screw it up into the ceiling. And then the other end just hooks in like that. And this will actually hang from the ceiling. So this will be hanging, it'll be hanging vertically like this from the hook on the end. So you have the hook, imagine the hook being, where's the end of this thing now? Right, imagine the hook being like right there, coming out of there and holding that. You get the idea. It'll be like that guy over there. And what I do for my PVC is I just use clamps. And you can get these clamps. I can only find the big ones today at, and I'm always buying extras of these because you can never have too many. I got this guy here at the 99-cent store for a package of 2. These ones are, the bigger ones are a little bit stiffer. And you know, they just slide around. But when you put your material on there, it'll grip it better. Walmart actually has some that are a little bit smaller, and I think they were like 4 of these clamps for about $6 roughly. And PVC is really easy to work with. It's cheap. You can cut it down. If you need to make it longer, you can get a coupler, put it in here and extend it over if you want to put 2 backdrops together or whatever. Another thing too that's real handy to have, because sometimes you're in an area where there's noise and you want to block out that noise when you are recording. What you can do, let me set this down right here so I can get my hands free. You can get some of these. These are just moving blankets. You can get them just about anywhere. U-Haul, whatever. This is, one here happens to be 40 inches by 72 inches. So it's not quite 4 feet. It's a little bit over 3 feet because 3 feet is 36 inches. So it's 40 inches by 72. So it's about 6 feet long. So you can hang it up. It goes almost all the way to the floor. What you do is you just wrap it around your piece of PVC pipe. Hold it in place with one hand. Put the clamp. Now see, the clamp's not sliding. And see, I only brought one. I should have brought 2. But anyways, you can kind of see how that holds in place. And what you can actually do is you can put your backdrop over that. And that'll also help if you have an issue where there's too much light shining through your backdrop and the lighting's not right. Because lighting's one of the things that you always want to kind of be aware of when you're doing videos, that things aren't too washed out, but things at the same time aren't too dark. So, but with all this, you can actually double these over and make some really cool stuff to really block out a lot of sound. I've seen people actually make vocal booths with PVC pipe and a few moving blankets to kind of help deaden things. I mean, you can still hear them, but it kind of helps muffle some of the stuff that is outside, like people running lawnmowers and chippers and stuff. But yeah, it works out really well. It's really cheap. Those moving blankets, I think I got for like $3 a piece. I got 2 of them. So I'm going to be mounting them up here. And then I've got a backdrop that I've got in the house that I'm going to be using is actually some wall decorations that I got 2 Halloweens ago, like a couple days after Halloween. They look like big rocks. I think I have some pictures of what that looks like on Facebook, I think. But it looks like a big rock room. And that's what I do, like have all these, they look like giant boulders. And it's just plastic. It's like PVC, like the cheap tablecloths you can get at like the 99-cent store. You can even use those in a pinch. If you want to have something behind you that's colorful, just be aware of certain colors meshing with your skin tones. I know me, my face is pretty red most of the time, having some Irish ancestry, as well as some Scandinavian people. So I try to avoid being around a lot of red things because that kind of brings out the red in my cheeks a lot. It makes me look even more flushed. And you'll find out, you know, when you experiment with different things. That's what really this is all about. Just experimenting with different backdrops, whether it be sheets you've got at Walmart and you've decided to leave either plain or tie-dyed. Another cool thing, and I know I'm just like throwing all kinds of information at you guys, but that's what I like to do. Another cool thing you can do is you can take a dark colored sheet and you can splash random bleach in different spots and get a really cool design. You can even do tie-dye with sheets and bleach and you get like a really, really bizarre thing. I mean, you know, it's whatever you want to do, or you can just simply paint on there or stencil on there then your channel name or something related to what you're doing. And that kind of helps emphasize your branding to other people. But like I said, all this stuff was pretty cheap. These caps were like 60 cents a piece. The PVC, like I said, was like less than $3. And I've got like a bunch of pieces that same length. So that piece right there is like $1.35 when you break it down. The caps, the hooks, the eye bolts, and it goes together really quickly. It's really inexpensive, you know, relatively inexpensive, and hopefully you guys will be doing some stuff. And again, like I've talked to you before about lighting, I've got just these fluorescent lights right here above me. Sometimes, back out a little bit. Sometimes for lighting, I should do another separate video on what I do for lighting. But a lot of times I will just use one of these clamp lights. You can get these, I think they're like $6 at Home Depot. They're also available at Walmart and some of the other places. LED bulb. Most important thing about the bulbs is you want to make sure, obviously you want to make sure they work, they're screwed in. And this one here is, I want to say it's a 60 watt. But usually with LEDs, they tell you what the wattage actually is. It's actually a lot lower than actually drawing 60 watts, but it gives you the look of a 60 watt. And this is what they call a daylight bulb. You'll see they have soft white, and you don't want to use those. I know when I've used those, they make me look like I have a slight touch of jaundice. These are 5000 K, which is a light measurement, 5000 Kelvin, which is warm. Usually I'll turn this on and I will point it at the ceiling or somewhere else, not directly on me, just to kind of give an extra wash of light. A lot of times, if I have it pointing right at me, I will cover this up with some parchment paper or wax paper, making sure it's not touching the bulb itself, but just going stretched across here to work as what they call a diffuser. So it kind of helps the white light, rather than just coming straight at me, just kind of spill and just kind of fills in some of the shadows and whatnot on my face. You guys probably remember Bartholomew. Gonna be doing some more stuff with him pretty soon. I've got too many projects going on. Like I said, that's what I do for my backdrops, my lighting. I've got some stuff over there. I'm going to make a camera slider pretty soon. do some stuff with some fancy stuff where you see the camera go. But it'd be a lot smoother than my shaky hand. Yeah, that's really it. Hopefully this video has given you some ideas of what to do and hasn't bored you too much. So please excuse the mess, and we'll get back to you real soon. See you later.